Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Halo, my name is Sinta Hairiah, NPM 0919013641. This is my members group. I want to presentation international journal with the title Improving English Speaking for Students by Storytelling. Okay, before I start it now, I believe that all of you in childhood like storytelling. The story of Malin Kundang, Cinderella, and many more. Actually, this habit come from our parents. They always give the story before we go to sleep, right? Okay, now having a good English speaking for students is very important as the bridge to know everything that happen in the world. The newest curriculum for English as a global language for science, technology, and economy business should be teach communicatively with students at university or college. It means that speaking English is primary competence to develop. However, in this case, there are students that didn't have a good speaking English from Pangeran Diponegoro Islamic College, STAI, Nganjuk, East Java, Indonesia. They have a low competence in speaking English. Realizing that condition, the scientists and researchers did a research to find the solution of this problem. And finally, they decided that storytelling is the best method because storytelling is cheap, easy to do whenever and wherever. It can increase student vocabulary and pronunciation and also give motivation because there are contain many experience. But the weakness of storytelling, a student needed a lot of time to know all the content of the story. But if we do it frequently, it can improve our speaking English. Because in fact, some students, also many students, more easy to understand what they mean of story rather than they see the theories, right? Okay, it's all from me. Abstract. Thanks for the attention, and for the next part will be shared with my friends. Thank you and goodbye.
Number 4, definition of storytelling. Definition of storytelling according to Taylor. Storytelling is a tale, one or more listener through voice and gesture in oral tellings. We usually repeat things more redundancy, especially if the student are having difficult following. Say that definition of storytelling according to Zaro and Sabri, storytelling is an activity which requires a certain level of interaction between storyteller and audience and between individual and listener. But in generally, storytelling is described social and cultural activity of sharing story, sometimes with improvisation, theatrics, and embellishment. Number 5, selecting story. When selecting the story for the student in teaching learning process, according Byrne and Broman state a simple, well-developed plot in center in one main sequence of events so that a child can anticipate to some degree of the outcome of event with action predominant. B. Using repetition, rhyme, and judge phrases that the child memorizes and new word quickly and easily. C. Using carefully choose language, not using complicated words, and using a large amount of direct conversation. D. Using one main character which the child and easily identify. Too many characters can be confusing.
The keywords are speaking, skills, and storytelling. And now we are going to the next slide is introduction. Language is a means of communication or speaking. In this case, as human being, it must be able to communicate or speak orally. Language has a main role in student intellectual, social, and emotional development. In the K2 work is successful studying all of the subject. In the curriculum, speaking in what of basic competence should be mastered by the student. We can agree that learning English fluently can feel like an impossible task. Without confidence, it will be always struggle to make yourself understood clearly. The more you get, the more you will get yourself putting in your.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Emilia Agustin. I would like to begin about research method. Research method, there are 6 methods. In the first, the setting of the research. The setting is conducting in Pangeran Diponegoro Islamic College or State of Nganjuk, East Java, Indonesia. In the second, the subject of the research. The subject used by researcher is the college student of semester 1A of Pangeran Diponegoro Islamic College or State of Nganjuk, East Java, Indonesia. The number in the class is 25 students, consisting of 11 male and 14 female. In the third, the method of the research. The method of the research is classroom action research. State that action research is any systemic inquiry conducted by principal, teacher, counselor, researcher, and whenever is it exactly in the school environment. To gather information about the ways that their particular school operate, how they teach, and how well students learn. This information can have a positive effect on the way teachers teach and help students for even better, so that the quality of students and teachers can be better in the future. The reason why the writer used the action research for the reason number one, action research approach education as unified exercise, saying a teacher in class as the best of judges of her total educational experience. The reason number two, the theory and practice of education for teachers were encouraged to improve their own personal categories of education from our practice. The reason in the last. As a teacher understood the situation and the problem of the student, quick decision making and the result of this study can improve the quality of education teacher and student. And the fourth, the procedure of the research. The procedure of the action research are planning, implementing, reflecting, and observing. In the fifth, the technique of collating and analyzing data. The writer needs two kinds of the data, qualitative and quantitative data. The qualitative we use in this research are observation, interview, questionnaire, and documentation. The research found quantitative data by doing tests. In this research, researchers give a pre-test and post-test to know students' speaking ability before and after teaching speaking using storytelling. It's aim to know whether speaking ability can be improved when they are taught using storytelling. In the last one, technique of analyzing data. There were two techniques in analyzing data, qualitative and quantitative data. In analyzing qualitative data, the writer used constant comparative method, which is suggested by Lessons and Truths. The method has four steps, namely comparing incidents applicable to each category, and the number two, integrating categories and their properties, and number three, delimiting the theory and the writing on the theory. In quantitative technique of analyzing data, the writer uses students in the end of the lesson. The students are given a post-test to find out whether using storytelling can improve students in English speaking ability. The result of the test were analyzed using descriptive statistics.
Okay, I will tell about result of study. Based on the result of the research, it can be proper that storytelling can improve student speaking competence. When storytelling were implemented in teaching speaking, it could improve the student fluency, grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, and content. This finding is supported by research results started in pre-test and post-test that the student average score of each element improved. The proof of this action research are as follows. A. The student grammar improved. It proposed by increasing of the average score of grammar from pre-test and post-test. Some sentence from storytelling help them in making good sentence. B. The student vocabulary improved. It proposed by increasing of the average score of vocabulary from pre-test and post-test. Some words from storytelling enrich their vocabulary. By practicing the storytelling, the student can use the appropriate vocabulary. They also able to make sentence in various word or not monotone word. C. The student content improve. It proposed by increasing of the average score of content from pre-test and post-test. Practice and practice in telling the story uh, make this competence in content more better. D. The student pronunciation improve. It proposed by increasing of the average score of pronunciation from pre-test and post-test. In pre-test, student could not pronounce some word that use letter R, but after post-test, able to pronounce the words like September, river, and server. E. The student fluency improved. It proposed by the increasing of the average score of fluency from pre-test and post-test because the students were free in express their ideas so they can telling the story fluently.